Hi. How are you? My day has been good. All has been well.
I want to start the interview off by saying that I love you.
Oh.
Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all blessings, all of your shining and nurturing that you do for the children, everything. And thank you for, most importantly, having enough faith in yourself to actually start the businesses and keep going with it and moving on and encouraging me to see things on a larger level. I really appreciate all of that, babe.
You're very welcome, babe. Thank you.
So we can jump right into it. Who are you and what do you do?
Okay, well, my name is Trinell Chantel. My company name is Qualicon LLC. I am a government consultant and proposal administrator.
Okay, so for the people, what does that mean in layman's terms? People that don't know that language.
Right. So what that means in layman's terms, so if you have a product or service, or you have a business, a small business, the government is one of the largest buyers in the world. So where you might think that you might want to sell, your body butters or your service or products to Jarrell, there's a much larger scale. There's the government who buys in a large quantity. And so it pretty much helps a business scale up. It helps a business, just reach a different level than selling to the private sector or just your everyday customer.
Okay. So I definitely understand that. So basically, it sounds like no matter how you look at it, if you want to scale up, if you want to have more, if you want to get to that next level and actually start interacting and doing business with the government, you're going to have to either know a proposal writer or hire one.
It's not just proposal writing. It's also a government consultant. They go hand in hand. But yeah, proposal writing is definitely a huge part of it, because what you're doing when you are writing a proposal, you're pretty much writing like your resume to the government. You're selling your, in your private world, or if you just want to go get a job, right? When you want to go get a job, you put all your skills and your talents on a resume. So for the government, what you're doing is putting all your skills and talents or products in a proposal.
Okay. So I was definitely about to ask you,
Thank you, Move Solo.
So I definitely was about to ask you, how does, all that fit into the business itself? So you gave a good, in-depth answer right there, but kind of dive a little deeper, more so on the angle of where the proposal writing and the bids things all come together at the forefront of, the contracting.
Okay, so say for instance, the government needs, so I just seen a bid for an HR consultant, right? So they need, and I think it was like in Calvert County, for Calvert County school systems. And so what they would, obviously they put that information out, and they're putting that information out because they want to know who can fulfill that task. So, okay, now I say that I can fulfill that task. And so they put out a solicitation putting all their requirements, like what you have to do as far as being an HR consultant. So what that would look like in the regular world, say for instance, you need a degree and 3 years experience as an HR consultant. That will be put into the solicitation. And then in response to that solicitation, that's where, you're writing the proposal. You're saying that I have a degree in such and such. I have 3 years experience. I am the best person to fulfill this task. That's what you're doing in a proposal.
Okay. So it sounds like to me, basically, like the proposal part is you submitting your resume, but it's on a way larger scale to the point of you have tons of other proposal writers and people that may be trying to win this contract at the same time, and the actual words and the way you critique your writing, the way that you format your pages, all of those things come into play when it comes to actually submitting and writing your proposal so that you can actually win the contract.
Absolutely. So, I mean, and as that would be the same for anywhere in life, right? Like, you want to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's and just sell your service. At the end of the day, that's what this world is all about, is selling your products. You want somebody to buy into who you are and why they need to choose your service over anyone else's.
Right. So that's where, I would love to hear about your journey getting to the government contracting. What led you to actually, saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, because it's not something that is easy. It's not something that everyone wants to do. So
right. So, I mean, the bottom line is where the money is. Like, it's $1 trillion industry. They pay on a large scale. Like, I feel like that's where everybody wants to be. Like, if you are looking to, at the end of the day, everybody wants to make money, and you want to make money on a large scale. You want 100,000 at one time, 200,000 at one time. The government is where you need to be at if you want that type of money. And what led me there, what made me, say, like, this is it for me, it honestly, like, I started off as a fashion designer. That's, like, my passion of all things. And in being a fashion designer, I reached some ceilings. Like, when it came down to purchasing fabrics or wanting to produce on a larger scale, I needed money. And, your regular 9 to 5 just wasn't cutting it for me, especially with everything else that goes on in life. Like having to keep up with your bare necessities. And, so I had to think outside of the box. I had to think about what was going to get me the amount of money that I need to produce in other areas that I wanted to produce in. And I didn't just land on government contracting. It went from fashion design to real estate to the stock market to little side hustles here and there, fixing your credit, so many different things. And in that journey, I met different people. And as I met those different people, they shared their information with me, and I was grateful for that. And when they shared that information for me, I did my research, as you should do in anything, and I said, okay, this is what it is. Like, this is where the money's at.
Right.
And I'm here.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
what are some important things you can say that you've learned along that way that you feel like other people could use and bring a part of their game?
Well, the first thing is finding who and where God is. Without her, for me, my God is her. Nothing I do would be possible. Like my strength, my mental, my emotions, my sanity comes from that. But also like your willpower, your determination, your resilience, just going forward, just doing it. I think one of the biggest things is that stops people is just execution. Like, it's just that simple. Just take action. Just take an action, like a small step, and you'll get to where you're going. You'll start knocking down the rest of your dominoes.
Right. Exactly. So how long have you been at this? How long was the fashion designing and the real estate? How long have you been at this journey?
Oh my gosh, fashion design, I've been doing that forever. My mother actually owned a store when I was young, when I was in high school, and she sewed. And then, way before that, way before high school. But she sewed, and like when I was in high school, I would participate in like the fashion shows and things of that sort, and actually make my own garments, my own clothing. So fashion was always a thing. And I got a little bit more serious about it in my latter years. I think I started like really going in, I think 2014. I started with like a little boys' kids' clothing, making hoodies and things of that sort. And then I went to like, the club girls, making their little outfits for them and things of that sort. So it's been a minute for fashion design. For real estate, I don't know. I'm still in real estate. One of my...
what else do you have going on? What other things, businesses do you have going on that you have started?
Well, I have another business called Opulent Investment, and that's my investment business. That's pretty much for like stock market and trading and stuff like that. And the reason why I started that business is because, just strategically, when you are making money on a large scale, like there's tax write-offs, that you can make, but you got to have those things set up properly in order for it to circulate properly. So for like example, one of the best examples that I have is from like Wall Street Trapper, when I heard him say, like you might want to, it's a year and a day that alters how much taxes that the government is going to tax you for the money that you make. So, you got to be smart about that. You know what I mean? Like, we're in it to make money, not to give the government money. We want the money for us. So, that's another business that I have.
Yeah, so who are some people that, motivated you to, that you look up to in the, the government contracting world, or, people that have, there's like kind of your shout out moment of the people that, helped you get the information that you have?
I would say everyone. I can't single anyone out. Everybody is a major force in my life, including yourself. Everyone, like everything in my life has gotten me to this point. Whether it was good or bad,
right.
Everything has propelled me forward. I can't single anybody out. Like, everybody is extremely important in my life.
Right. Definitely agree with that. Everything definitely counts on the way. I would like to say that, I get something from one place, but, after today, we have like a little group message going on. And the love and support in that group message kind of, it shows how much love and inspiration and things of that nature you get from, the people that you love and your friends and the people that support you back. That actually makes that makes a huge difference on the terms of our success. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on here. I want this to be a trend. I want other, men to have a conversation with their significant other on a live. I think that this is a way for us to start digging a little deeper on, okay, yeah, we just talked about the business stuff, but what's behind the business stuff is your relationship. And your relationship with your partner is that real key that is the influence of whatever you're going to do. Now, if you're single, then you're single. But even if you're single, you still have someone that is a major force to you getting to where you are. And I just want to shed some awareness on that. I want that to be a thing. And even in the group chat, for a second, it was like, everyone was kind of, well, not everyone, but a couple people was on, the positive. A lot of people talk positive. A lot of people say they positive. A lot of people are saying that they woke. But those are the same people that listen to Lil Babies and Meg the Stallions and, still live this type of life. But then it kind of switched up and went more to a positive, more of a positive talk. And that showed me, we have to get a little bit more communicative with each other. Like, we really need to start breaking this shit down. Like, yeah, it was a lot of different perspectives in there. It was a lot of different people, but it also brought a lot of different perspective and change. We are one person. Yeah, we think a lot of different stuff, but another mind is another mind. And once you hear another perspective, then you have the ability to actually think bigger. Regardless if that's crazy, if it's something crazy or something good, it still opens your mind up, and that's the part that I loved about it. Where the conversation headed, it was more so that people were brought together and we were actually communicating. That's where it starts. We have to start communicating to actually see that, okay, he needs some help. Or she may be going through something. Let's support her a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, those things matter. Like, it's too many people losing their life to drugs, depression, all of the things. But what I feel like it all stems from is relationship. Because when you have someone in your life or a couple people that really care about you, you can see it. You wear it. It's a happier person. It's a better day. You actually even have someone to call. You know what I mean? Like, you're at work, you're not having a good day. Well, you have that person to talk to while you're at work. You know what I mean? Like, those things play so much of a role on everything that we do, down to the decisions that we're making. If me and my man know that we're gonna challenge ourselves to do something, stop doing something that we're doing. Well, we both know that we're trying to hold each other accountable. You know, we both know that we're trying to do the right thing. So naturally, that's what we're going to get. But when you don't have that, you're just making decisions on your own. So you made a decision. You was, lonely. You wasn't feeling good, all of that good stuff. And you go, get you a perk. You go get you some gas. Well, this stuff is laced. Like, that's how it is out here.
No,
like,
I know.
That's how it really is. It's like, it's that serious. And we're not able to see it while it's happening because we're in it. But every single time it happens, we're left with this, damn, that's sad, or damn, I wish something was different, or damn, that's crazy. Well, it's like, we don't have to keep going through that. We can actually start communicating and start creating groups. We could start linking up in a larger group, to where you won't ever feel that. You'll always have somebody to talk to. You'll always have somewhere to go when you are feeling not yourself. You know what I mean? That's the important thing. And I had to stress that because in our relationship, I've seen how that's played a role for me. So I appreciate you coming here and your time. I appreciate it all because this is what people need to see. They need to see the real. They need to see what it actually takes to do this. Like, behind the scenes, we had to put the kids down. We had to make sure that they were not going to interrupt our business. You have to know that this stuff is preparation. This stuff is thought out. It's well planned. Everything that someone does has to be like that, so that you know that it's going to fall through. Have a couple backup plans. Have a couple things that you can go to if something is to fall, because you don't have no crutch. You know what I mean? You don't have that support, but we can actually bring the support by communicating. That's what I'm stressing right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
I know for me personally, the people that I love, they give me so much inspiration on the day-to-day to keep moving. If I'm nervous, if I don't feel good, or I'm mad, I have someone that the right person to talk to for that situation, so that I can keep it moving. And now I've gotten to a point to where I don't always have to call somebody, but I may still express it, but I don't have to necessarily call someone right away. I'm learning to deal with my things on my own and talk to God and not jump the gun on things as much. So that has definitely been an experience for me. But, getting back to the interview, what do you, where do you see yourself with this in the next couple years? Where would you like to see yourself?
Hey, balling. I mean, seriously, that's what it's about, right? Like, I want to buy land, like insurance policies, other successful businesses, having the finances to pour into other successful businesses. But most importantly, like, creating a financial legacy for my children. You know what I mean? Like making sure that they're good. A lot of things that get in the way for the youth to be successful is money, right? Like after after high school, it's either you got to do financial aid, or mom and dad wasn't making enough money, or you got to go get, some type of scholarships. And okay, you in college, but you got to work on top of school, just to meet your basic needs. And it's just like, nah, like I want to make sure that my children have everything that they need to succeed, and we not tripping off of if the rent gotta be paid, or it's food in the store, or I need gas money to get somewhere. I mean, simple stuff, you know what I mean, that people struggle with. And then, the other part of it is to have experiences, good, wealthy experiences, healthy experiences. I think that's really important. Like when we look back, when our children look back, I want them to talk about, the times that we had, the good times that we had, the places that we've seen together, and that we've seen it on a high scale.
So, just for, business purposes, I want you to, tell the people what you do again, what you do, and where they can reach you, and anything you have going on that you may want to, so you said like someone was a HR. If you have like a certain contract or something that you're pushing right now, you can, here's the floor.
Yeah, most definitely. So again, my name is Trinell Chantel, or Trinell Muhammad, whichever, somebody prefers. I like dibble and dabble in both. But my company is Qualicon LLC. I am a government consultant and proposal administrator. And what that means is that I help small businesses do effective business with the federal government. The federal government is literally one of the largest buyers in the world. It's $1 trillion industry.
War Dogs.
War Dogs is a great movie. Like, I've watched War Dogs 3 times. 3 times just to, for entertainment, but also to see, little tips and tricks within the movie. Thank you, babe, for pointing that out. But yeah, I used an example for an HR consultant because I've seen that proposal today come through my email. I also seen a diabetes curriculum. So anybody that's like in the healthcare field that may be aware about diabetes and feels confident enough that they can write a curriculum for diabetes, that's one. One of my prime clients is looking for a HVAC specialist. So if you are in the HVAC field, if you can install, maintenance, repair HVAC, we need someone for HVAC. I have another client who it's HVAC, but it's like air purification, which is a thing right now because of, what the worldly things right now, air purification. So he develops things for air purification. Whatever it is that you have, like, we can sell it to the government. I seen something for,
believe. Just have to.
You have to believe. Say that again, babe.
That you have to be serious about scaling your business to wanting to actually make your business larger and actually bring in a larger scale of money. Go ahead, sorry to cut you.
No, you fine, babe. Yeah, absolutely. I seen something for my cousin. He sells meat. So, you know, and I don't know where, I think he like, you know, probably goes around to like local people, but he called me because he wanted to start selling to the federal prison. So you can do that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you have, I seen something for hand soaps. You know, they need toothbrushes. You know, anything, whatever it is that you have. A lot of the services that I operate in is like IT, website development, course development, things of that sort, data analytics. You could be a motivational speaker, you know, and sell that to the government.
Right. It sounds like to me that the government contracting is very lucrative, but not just lucrative. It is also one of those things that it opens a different door. It makes it to where now just your petty like toothbrushes, like they need toothbrushes. It's the simplest things that they need is just, are you going to do it? Can you do it?
Yeah.
That's what I was mainly doing this for, is because when you hear government contracting, when you hear writing proposals, all of those words sound so big. It's just like stocks. Something that the Black community isn't really paying attention to. But while we're sleeping, these people are really doing the easiest of things and getting a large bag for it.
Yeah,
so They may need 100 bicycles.
Right.
For kids, tricycle tournament or something stupid that's hosted by the government. It's all types of things in there, but it's more so, are we woke? Are we actually in the game? So I appreciate you for being in the game. On my side, of course, but to be able to, to help us actually believe, you know what I mean? Because you woke me up on the terms of seeing that it's something else out there. Like, we all think it's just start a business, and how do you think your business gets to that point? How do you think these businesses, how do you think Walmart became Walmart? They had to scale. They had to get with the government in some way, form, or fashion. So
most definitely,
this is what we need.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. Like, when you just said that, most of these corporations that, you know, you think that it's just like your regular stores, best believe they're doing business with the government. They're most of the time your prime contractor. So you want to most definitely. And then the other thing that I wanted to touch on that you just said, as far as like our people, like government contracting is literally set up for our people. They have things that in government terminology, they call it set-asides. So they literally have to set aside a certain amount of money to sell to small businesses, right? And then because they want to make it competitive, because, I mean, that's just not cool. That's not fair if, like, all the big dogs is going to get money. That's not cool. So they try to make it a little bit more competitive to give, like, you know, your little mom and pops or your small businesses more opportunities. But then in addition to that, they have minority business owned businesses, woman-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, hub zone-owned businesses, 8A businesses. And what that means is, so for example, me, I'm a woman. I'm certified as a woman-owned business. That means that the government literally sets aside money for my business to win. So, like, you're gonna win, like, and that's another thing. Like, I have never seen so many Black women in this industry. I'm so super proud of, like, all the Black women that are in the government contracting arena. Like, why wouldn't you? You know, it's stuff set aside for you as a minority Black woman. And, you know, shout out to Women's Day, Women's Month, you know, but yeah, it's like it's set up for you to win.
Most definitely. Definitely is. I'm definitely, you know, glad that you joined and gave me time. Regardless of us being in the same house or not, I know how your days are.
Yeah.
Thank you for all that you do with the kids. I mean, you be really juggling. Like, I don't know how you do, but you manage to deal with both our kids, keep them occupied, keep them good, fed, clothed, clean, and you do your business. So, you know, shout out to all the ladies that are making it happen. And, you know, they're not really supposed to, because you don't have to do anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's your choice, and that's what I love about it. You know, when you have two hungry people in a relationship, y'all can actually get somewhere. The sky's the limit when that is actually present. That's about it. I'm not going to hold nobody else's time too much. I feel good with that. You know, I like I said, I appreciate this. I'm glad that, you know, we was able to touch some women. I hope all the Black women are able to see this and be inspired, and, you know, all the men as well.